we are live now, so if everybody wants to uh, just send a comment and tell us where you're joining from, and we'll count down and start here in just 1 minute.
Thank you so much for coming on today. We obviously have Leisa Hart with us. She's waiting in the background, and I'm so excited to get to see her again because I got to talk to her for several hours last week. So we've already decided that we're on the same vibe, and that just makes it more fun. So we can see lots of comments coming in, and some of you are WAVwatch users, some of you are not. I hope that you heard everything that I just said. My screen just now coming up, but wanted to thank you again for coming on today and joining us. So we are coming live from Kansas City area, and we just had some rain last night. It wasn't scheduled. It was 104 degrees type yesterday, and for some reason, all of a sudden we have 3/4 of an inch of rain. So amazing things happen that are not in our lives and are not scheduled. So this goes for everything, whether it's the weather or our lives or our health. And so that's what we're turning to today is more information about our health and fitness, especially with a celebrity who's going to come on in just a few minutes. So Joseph, do you have our disclaimer? So many of you are familiar with the WAVwatch, but just let me remind you that this is a self-care product. It is a general wellness product. The WAVwatch offers low-risk acoustical frequency products that promote self-care, and they help to maintain or encourage good health or reduce the impact of some chronic diseases and conditions where self-care has been shown to play an important role in improving quality of life and living well. Obviously, the WAVwatch isn't intended to diagnose, to treat, to cure, or prevent any medical disease or condition. We cannot say that. It is not a licensed medical product, and all acoustical frequencies are very experimental. The WAVwatch is not FDA approved or considered a medical device, and all of your testimonies are voluntary. No one's been reimbursed. And we do use some commonly used medical names, but this is only in relationship so that you can see the frequency. It is not a medical diagnosis. So thank you for bearing with me on reading this long disclaimer. Another thing that I kind of wanted to mention today before we get started with Leisa is the fact that there are more and more devices coming out that might be related to frequencies. And so I want to encourage you to really check around and know what you're looking at, because I've seen devices that have just 1 or 2 frequencies on them, and they're actually very expensive. And so you want to find a product, if you're looking for something with acoustical frequencies, that has lots and lots of frequencies, because they can actually be put together on one device. And that's what the WAVwatch is all about. So some products have, again, just a couple, where the WAVwatch might have that exact frequency plus 999 other frequencies, So check out something before you buy it and make sure. And that's what this program is all about. So please pass the word around about the WAVwatch, and here's an excellent way to do it. Okay, so Leisa in the background, I know you've all seen her because I've seen her for years. I'm not saying that I did all of her exercises because I don't look like Leisa, but she's great marketing specialist, and she's definitely an on-air talent. And I couldn't believe all the number of shows that she'd been on. Entertainment Tonight, The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, the NBC Today Show, and many more. And then what I was really encouraged by was her down-to-earth and her resilience and her ability to tell us and to share with us some of the health problems that she's had and how she's overcome them. So I'm reading that she's had problems with a hip fracture, back surgery, rheumatoid arthritis, arrhythmia, sleep deprivation, and anxiety. So she has shared some of these health problems with people. And that's where we're at today. We're going to ask her to share some ideas about fitness, and being fabulous like she is. And thank you so much, Leisa, for coming on the show today.
Absolutely. There we are together.
There.
Linda, my dear friend.
Far away, but we did happen to meet in Dallas, and that was the neatest thing.
Yeah. Folks, Linda and I, if we didn't tell you that we just met as we're talking, you would think we were just lifelong friends or maybe sisters or something, because we just hit it off famously. And this was at this biohacking convention in Dallas. Just, gosh, it's been about a month ago. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of people don't know what a nerd I am. I am really proud of my tech nerd side, and I have been interested in things like frequency and manifestation, things in the homeopathic or for years. I especially started dipping into it during COVID, but I've really been digging into frequencies. And when we get to talking more about the WAVwatch, I've got a lot more to say about some of my experiences with some others. But so I go to this biohacking convention, and they had all these amazing speakers. And then I realized, gosh, at say 11 o'clock, I got to pick one. And there was like half a dozen. And so I'm going through the different categories and the subject matter and everything. And then frequency. I don't care who else is talking, I'm going. And luckily, I really connected with you, Linda, and I loved what you had to say, and then the simplicity of what you're offering. And and then I had you on my show last week. Folks, I have a 2-hour radio show on iHeartRadio, the Leisa Hart Show. And I had planned to have Linda on for 1 or 2 segments of my first hour. We're still talking. We hadn't even scratched the surface. I was like, okay, no, we got to, okay, can you stay for my 3rd segment? Then after the 3rd segment of my 6 in the 2 hours, I was like, I'm canceling whatever I had planned for my 2nd hour. And so even at the end of the 2nd hour, I was like, dang, I'm not done. So I'm so excited to be here with you today.
See, we weren't fooling you when we said we really hit it off. We just kept talking and talking. And her poor support person, I'm sorry, his name is
Jerry. That's my producer.
Jerry, he had to put up with us.
He loved it because he's a tech nerd too, and so he was into it.
I do remember Leisa in the little speech I was giving, and she was just the most enthusiastic person and smiling. So, and you're still a smiler. That's the neatest thing. So I don't think I have to tell you to go ahead and put a note in the chat if you're interested in it. And we're going to be drawing at the end of the hour for a free WAVwatch. So appreciate you coming on. And I've already seen somebody that said, is there a frequency for buns of steel? I thought that was a perfect phrase.
I love that person. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. And you know what? There probably is a related frequency for that. Vivian, you're hilarious. That's some good material.
So I do want to say there is a frequency for tummy tuck, and I got a testimony on that today. So we can definitely have some fun. So is there anything you'd like to share? You had a long journey. You've had so many things that you've done. I mean, what a fabulous 30 years that you've had.
And it's even more than that, because I'm 56 now. I'll be 57 in August, and I'm some people don't like to talk about their age, but I'm proud that I still have all my own teeth, and I'm still in fairly good shape, but it's my life now. However, people look at me and they see what I've done. And they, and even right now in her mid to late 50s, she's got the iHeartRadio show and everything. but what you see on the outside is not always what's going on with someone. Everyone who enters into your mind and into your heart through the door of your business, your home, whatever it may be, everybody's got something going on. And it really doesn't matter how big my thing is compared to someone else. It's my thing. And what your thing, it's your thing. And so my big thing, one of that led me to all this, is that I think I can do anything, and I can do a lot. However, and especially us women, we're like, no, I'll do it myself. I'll do it myself. I'll do it myself. And so really things started to get very difficult in 2009 when I got the harebrained idea to start my own brick and mortar yoga, Pilates, and spa. Build it and they will come. And oh my God, they did. So it was wonderful. However, I was doing the architectural design, the web design, the graphic design, business setup, everything, because, I can do so much myself and I'll save a little bit of money and everything. Well, and then I had all three of my children. My youngest was 3 years old at the time, and my boys were 5 and 7. So I got these littles, and to do all of a business where human beings need you all day long, every day, and you're going to do all these things yourself, you have to go on like 3 or 4 hours of sleep a lot of nights. No bueno. So this went on for a long time. And even when I opened the doors of the studio, I was already on adrenal fumes. So I spent 5 years in a state of almost adrenal failure, where I should have been hospitalized. I was diagnosed with RA, and then the sleep deprivation brought on more pain. It brought on focus issues, where clients are coming in that are paying me a pretty penny to come and have private yoga and private Pilates and skincare and energy healing and everything. And I'm like forgetting people's names that I've seen every day. And then by the time I would get home to my children, mommy was not there. And so it started just a horrible ripple effect of the downfall of me. So sleep deprivation, then that leads to anxiety and depression because I'm not me. And then all of the pain from my RA, and because of being in a constant state of fight or flight, this just messes with every bodily function. And it was almost like I was an alcoholic trying to hide it, because people weren't supposed to know or think that I was in too much pain to teach any of my classes anymore, that I was in such a state of fight or flight that I wasn't reading to my 3-year-old. So all these things. And so it sent me on a whirlwind of trying to overcome. And so the silver lining, one, I've come up for air. 2, I understand the people who have been in constant chronic pain. It then led to and I can always go like this, because it was this horrible wraparound headache that this eye would drain. And they were called cluster headaches, suicide headaches. They are that bad that people kill themselves. And so luckily I'm pretty against that. So I'm still here. But all of these things, but the silver lining, when somebody else tells me their issues, a lot of times I'm like, ooh, I can relate to that. And before, in my early 20s and the start of my career, I would be interviewed by a TV show or a magazine, and they were always wanting to know, ooh, what obstacles did you have to overcome? And they're like, did you have a weight problem? I remember telling one reporter, I pulled my Achilles tendon. I mean, I had nothing. Now I've weathered the storm. All of that to just let you know, everybody listening, watching, I have been through a ton, and I understand when others have had the sleep, and it caused weight gain where I'd be in a dressing room going, who came in here with me? Surely that's not me. So someday I'll share some pictures when I don't cry seeing them. But now I'm able to share, okay, these are some of the things I did. And it was years, but sometimes that's what we have to go through. So on the frequency, of course, during COVID, we all had extra time. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna invest in myself. So I was doing a lot of care, trying to do some therapy for my neck and my headaches, And then I discovered, I'm like, frequency, this just makes sense. My start was finding that there were songs that you could go on YouTube and go frequency 4 headaches, frequency 4. Okay. Now, there are hundreds of them out there. Linda, I don't know how many of them are really accurate, but subliminally, it was making sense to me. And so I just thought this just from my studies of the meridian cycle and everything, I'm like, my gosh, this body, we can create a human in there. And so I feel like we as a society are walking around in life without our seatbelt on. We don't even know what the heck is going on in here. And we are so often against, oh, I'm not going to try that. I'm not going to try that. Oh, that's woo-woo. Whatever. Woo-woo this. So Linda, when I said about the, like I had found these frequencies online and everything, mm-hmm. Can you, and sorry, folks, I have my own radio show, so I tend to take over sometimes.
Well, I didn't want to interrupt either. But basically, these frequencies that you're finding online, I think they're such a good start and such a good education for us. But what I'm seeing is that they're still online. They're still internet. The internet has negative frequencies, but I'm sorry if you're wearing around a Fitbit or, an Apple Watch that's connected to the internet, you are still receiving negative frequencies. And I do share this a lot, but I had to have it proven to me myself. And when clients come in, and one lady had worn her cell phone in her bra, and she had 3 kinds of breast cancer under her, cell phone outline. Another lady wore her cell phone in her pocket, and within just a short period of time, she had a great big ovarian cyst under that area. But the worst one was a lady that had on a life alert, an older lady, that they hang around their necks and they carry, and they wear, and she was a little bit crippled, so it hung this way. So you couldn't miss the fact that she developed breast cancer under that alert. So people, be careful where you are getting these frequencies from. And that's why I tried so hard to put the WAVwatch together without our, connection to the internet, because that negates the good acoustical frequencies. And then the other thing I say about the WAVwatch, and you already kind of introduced it, Leisa, is the simplicity of it. We think it's woo-woo because it's so simplistic. But think back to the beginning of time. Think to your Bible verses. I mean, I'm not a Bible teacher by any means, but you know that in the beginning was the Word, So vibrations happened at the very beginning. They have something called somatics, and they can show that frequencies could build, mounds and earth and ravines and all of these kind of things, that it could have been strictly from frequencies. And the earth has a frequency. The earth has a frequency. We walk on the earth. Yeah. So God gave us simple ideas to use, and we just don't want to use the simple things. We want to carry around, huge tools. We want to have 50 bottles of supplements, when I think you just need the sound of a voice. And that's what I put on the watch.
Well, I love that. And it reminds me of, I am a big fan of when I discovered the blue zones.
Yes.
And I discovered it because I was like, oh, there was this Netflix show, How to Live to Be 100 or something like that. And I thought, wow, they must be eating this like foreign berry and they stand on their head and while they eat it or something. And I was looking for this secret. It was just good, clean living.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that, when you step into one of those blue zones, that it's like, so they're all on a great frequency. They're not carrying cell phones around. They're being active. In different regions of the world, they eat different things, just whatever, but they're walking a lot, they're socializing. And so like I said, we're walking around without our seatbelt on. We're looking for this quick fix, and we are conditioned by big pharma, by iPhone, Apple, all, the next greatest device that, it has the bug in it already that it's going to, default right in time for the 15 to come out or whatever. But so we are taught things to make us be addicted or dependent upon all these things that would make the country a lot less money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Lisa's going to get pulled off YouTube.
We can get into a lot more ideas, but if we segue, what do you think about, frequencies and fitness and fat burning? How does this tie into, your specialty and what you're wearing on your wrist now?
Yeah. Okay. I absolutely love this. And I'm going to tell a little story before I get into this. And folks, you're going to hear me ask Linda a favor that I haven't even asked her. Okay, so I do these Fox radio tours. So Fox News Radio will send out an email to various reporters and everything. And I'm privy to that. And so they'll be looking for experts in certain areas. And I had booked an expert to talk about your biological age versus your fitness age, or no, your chronological age versus your fitness age. Okay. And I booked an expert on to be on there. A month goes by, it's the day comes, and he no-shows. It's 5:55 a.m. I've forgotten about it. I'm not his babysitter. I'm not his assistant. I'm not his wife. He forgot. So the station, since I booked him, luckily I'm an early bird. They're like, Lisa, can you fill in? I'm like, what was the subject matter? Give me the article. Oh, fitness. Oh, yeah. I can talk about this. So I had to do half a dozen interviews in an hour, luckily from my PJs, because it was not on camera. And during it, I started realizing, man, I could really make a book out of this. And so I just uttered the words. One of the DJs said, Lisa, how do we turn back the hands of time and lower our fitness age? And I said, it's called the fitness fountain of youth. So I uttered this. So I've started writing a book called The Fitness Fountain of Youth. And guess what one of my chapters is on?
Must be frequencies. Whoa.
So folks at home, or maybe you're at the office and you're watching this and listening to this. Can you think of anybody who would be good to write the foreword in my book? So there it is. So
snuck that in.
Yeah, just snuck that in. And, so now Linda has to say yes, because you all heard it. So it's going to have a lot to do with frequency. And so then I started researching more, and And again, Linda, when I was looking into, okay, how could frequency help with fat burning? And again, I love when there's like, oh, it's all F's or all B's, fitness.
I'm a school teacher. All F's didn't sound very good, but it's.
I may or may not have gotten a few of those in school. But so again, I was thinking that as I researched this, that there was going to be something really wild or out there or whatever. And it just brought me back to simplicity. Because the concept of using sound frequencies to aid in weight loss, I mean, it kind of seems unconventional, but there literally is a growing body of evidence. And there's anecdotal reports suggesting that frequency therapy, and we also call it sound healing. There's another one like binaural beats. What is it?
Yes, that's another phrase.
Pronounce that word? Binaural beats. Yeah, I kind of like that. B. But that they do have a significant impact on your physical health, including fat burning. And I absolutely love that. So what are some of the ways that it can help? Okay. Boost metabolism. And there are these specific ranges, which I already found the section in here on it. Specific hertz that stimulate the metabolic process. And listening to these frequencies help to even convert your food into energy rather than storing it as fat. So, I mean, even just with that one thing boosting your metabolism, for me to know that I could just have this puppy on my wrist and not even worry about taking more stuff, like more supplements that, I don't know, they might wind up in, just flushing down the toilet. How is my system even absorbing it? Ooh, and I kind of wonder, that's a question that I have for you, Linda. Would frequencies help us to absorb? Well, yeah, they would help us to absorb nutrients. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Got it. And then what about like supplements or medications? Would frequency therapy, is that getting into a hole?
Well, no, I think it's a great question, but what I always have kind of a standard idea that frequencies just work so much faster than a supplement or a prescription. They go through your body faster than the speed of sound, a wave frequency. That's why we call it the WAVwatch. These are wave frequencies. But frequencies from our supplements or medications go through very slow. And so the body heat burns them up and only about 2% is absorbed. So really the speed with which sound frequencies can work is totally amazing. You're going to take
speed of sound.
That's why, that's why we have to take things so long when we take prescription.
Okay. All right. And Linda and our listeners, remind me later when I'm talking about more of my experience with it, there's where I had this aha moment of I'm listening to the wrong frequency. So make sure.
Okay. I'll try.
Somebody, maybe.
She hasn't told me yet what her results have been. So I'm just kind of.
So, but there's this where I had this. Oh, okay. So we got to make sure I get to that. All right. So I've got 10 ways that frequencies can help with fat burning. And the first one that we were discussing is boosting metabolism. The second one is reducing stress and lowering your cortisol levels, because high stress lead to elevated cortisol production. And that's when our body starts going, I am so stressed out. I need more cushion. I think I'll store some more of this fat in all these places that we don't want it. It's very important for us, but we just don't want excess fat. So it helps us to reduce our stress so that it can lower those cortisol levels and help us to not hold on to as much fat and extra weight that we don't want to. And as we're going through these, again, you might be going, oh, well, I've heard of that is good for fat loss and weight loss. Well, and then as Linda was just saying, frequencies help things go faster. So there's another fat burn faster.
There you go.
We're doing a marketing campaign here too. I've got pictures in my head. 3, improving your quality of sleep. Sleep is so vital because we're supposed to heal during that time. And even though your head may be on the pillow for 6, 7, 8, 9 or more hours, who knows, how long you're in that bed, but are you getting good quality sleep? And when we can get better quality sleep, of course, we wake up on the right side of the bed instead of the wrong one. And then everything just goes better, all our bodily functions, and we can control our moods, our hormones, our hunger, and our fat storage through the frequencies. It also enhances our motivation. That's number 4. We've got to get motivated enough to even get out of bed. We've got to get motivated enough to think a little bit more about what we're putting in our mouth and even in, our thoughts and what we're doing. It can help us to make better decisions. Number 5 is that it balances hormones. Okay. Hormones make the world go round and they can make it go awry.
Right. You can get up all night long because of your hormones. So
yeah. And then the next day you're up on the wrong side of the bed. And this is an area where I'm like, you know what, ladies? It's not all your fault. It's not all our fault. No. Sometimes things are just really off in our body and it just gets out of control. And that's where I was, that it was the chicken or the egg, the cart, the horse. What am I supposed to do? And I kind of compare it to buying a franchise. You buy into a franchise because somebody else went through the blood, sweat, the tears, the mistakes, and here's a plan. This is what I feel like with this. Who knows what all Linda went through, trying to figure this and that out. And this didn't happen. Oh, 6 months later, I've got a WAVwatch. Who knows how long and I do want to hear more of that from you, because I don't think that we talked about that on the show. Can you believe there was something left unturned? All right. 5 was balancing hormones. 6, increasing your energy levels. So the beta wave range, it increases your alertness, your energy. It can help you, of course, if you're going to venture out for a workout. And contrary to popular belief, I am not a gym rat, but I like to be active. My favorite workouts are with an exercise band at my house, maybe some yoga, walking with my dogs, swimming. Sure. About it. Sometimes I even bring the exercise band with me on a walk, of course, if I don't have my dogs. And people think, wow, she looks crazy. I don't care. I'm getting my workout in. All right. 7, it helps with suppressing your appetite and reducing your cravings. Definitely. I feel like I'm telling you about a supplement right now. But a supplement means something to help you. So this kind of falls into supplement in my mind. The frequencies, and because there are specific frequencies for all these things that we're talking about, they really can help reduce the desire for unwanted foods and snacks. And I love that one. Number 8, supporting detoxification. Huge. There are so many toxins that we just can't even avoid, that we just have no idea that they're around us. So I'll tell you what, this is like a seatbelt. Then 9, promoting muscle recovery. It helps with, so if you are doing those harder routines, especially if you're just starting out and you get sore or potentially injured, then you likely are going to quit. So by having frequency therapy, that can help you avoid that. And then my number 10 is encouraging mindfulness and body awareness. Without mindfulness, it's almost like that's the first thing, getting our mindset set. And Now, folks, all of these points that I went over, the 10, the boosting metabolism, reducing stress, lowering cortisol, improving your sleep, enhancing motivation and mood, balancing your hormones, increasing energy levels, suppressing appetite and reducing your cravings, supporting detoxification, promoting muscle recovery, and encouraging mindfulness and body awareness. Guess what? I'm sending this to Linda and her team. And I bet that if you were to log on and ask for this doc, I bet they'd send it to you. I bet that they would. I bet that it might come with the watch that you buy today or whatever. But I know when I do my show and I'm reading all these points, people are like, can I get a hold of that? So we will share it with you.
Yes, we can do that.
Yeah. So again, I was glad that those are all things that we've heard that are good for a good weight, either loss, fat burn, or just, good, healthy, clean living. All of those things are very important. And I love that the WAVwatch can help with that. So, Linda, earlier I was saying about my experience with it, and I don't even have to be reminded because I remember what I wanted to make sure. Okay. So a couple of things. One, when I first saw the WAVwatch, of course it looks different and everything. And so people, I'm sure, go, whoa, what? And they do to me, what is that? What is that? Second, I thought, because I don't even hardly wear bracelets or anything. And I'm usually, I'm typing a lot and everything, for whatever reason. And I do have a bracelet on today to make it look extra cute. I sleep in this little guy, and I just kind of don't notice it anymore. And it's because the strap is really soft. I mean, I have to cut tags off all my shirts because I'm bothered by scratchy stuff. But very, very comfy. So the other day, about 2 nights ago, I started getting a sore throat and an earache. And I'm like, and I don't get like sick, but I had been around a ton of people, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm supposed to go back to San Diego this Friday for a week. And I'm like, no. I do not have time for that. Okay. I remember, Linda, that you on my show, you mentioned a woman that had a very specific ailment or issue. I can't remember what it was. You will when I say this. And you said, and guess how long it took for her to, I guess, get some relief? And it was like 30 minutes. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I've got the WAVwatch on, and I'm going, well, it's been a few hours. I'm not feeling any better. Woo woo. Oh, I'm listening to the wrong frequency.
Yep.
I switched it to go in, and I've got my 3 playlists with different Leisa-isms in there. And so then I made the 3rd playlist really specific to what was going on with me. So I had sinus headache, starting to get a sore throat, feeling a little drainage, feeling a little earache and everything. I'll be doggone. Within, I mean, it wasn't 30, 45 minutes where I started feeling relief.
It's huge. There's a frequency for everything. We say that, but you have to find the right frequency, and you have the watch on, you're wearing it, where if you have a supplement, you may not have that supplement with you. You're not traveling with those things, but you have something here that you can do. If you get on an airplane when you go to San Diego, Leisa, you will find that it has many, many uses to helping the person beside you get over knee pain, or the baby behind you stop screaming. I don't know how many testimonies we've had on that one.
Well, and that's one of the things that we were talking about. I was in the middle seat. And here's what I do, folks. You should hope that you sit next to me on a plane. If I'm in one of the outer seats and I happen to be the smallest person, I go ahead and say, it's okay, I'll sit in the middle. And so I had switched and I'm like in the middle. And then in the row ahead of me, I can see right through, there's this young mom with her little baby, and she's trying so hard to keep the baby from crying throughout the flight and everything. You can tell she just feels uncomfortable. She feels bad. And the baby is, just screaming and everything. And I'm like, I'm just going to start getting a little closer to her. And on the plane, I could crank it up. I had it on a 6. One of my saying is, I'll be doggone. I'm from Texas, everybody, if you can't tell. That baby started staring at me. She was probably about 6 months old or something. She starts looking at me from between the seats, and the mom starts looking at the baby like, what happened? And then she's looking like that. And then I just started going, like, oh, it's the faces. That's why, I'm like, I should have had like cards with me or something. What I started realizing is everything that was going on around me, I'm like, oh, they need this. Oh, they need this. So the baby calms down. So then the woman next to me, I had given her the seat because she was like 6 foot tall. I'm not. So I gave her the outer seat. Then she bashes her knee into the chair in front of her. And so then I'm like, I don't know if it worked, but I switched my WAVwatch to the other wrist. I'm like, maybe she could get some frequency therapy. She quit crying. But my big point and my big takeaway was where I was like, God, she needed to have this on. The mom, if she was wearing that all the time, people would be like, what a great baby. What are you doing? You're such a good mom. So of course I have been sharing and sharing and sharing. And there isn't anything that's been going on around me that I haven't gone, they need the WAVwatch. That would help.
And that, some of the airplane stories have been some of the most fun ones because you can't get it any better than that. They are captive and they're there. They can hear that frequency. And sometimes, somebody talks enough and they share it, lots of different situations, but really fun. So as we're neighbors, on the airplane, we can share it with our real neighbor next door, and I just really appreciate that people have gotten into a sharing spirit with the WAVwatch.
Right. You told me a story when we were on the radio show. Okay, I believe that it's a husband and wife, and the wife was sleeping with it, and I guess like they're back to back or something. And didn't he like wake up feeling better?
Yes, he could feel her frequencies when they were snuggling. That's all it was. So snuggle you're closer with your family and your friends and your pets, and, give your husband more hugs, whatever you want to say, maybe the WAVwatch will encourage us to, to be more loving people also. But those frequencies can pass back and forth. If you've got anxiety on and your pet climbs on your lap, they're going to absorb the anxiety frequency and calm down, so many testimonies on that,
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You go ahead. And then I'm going to tell you about my cat.
That's where I was going with the cat. So you tell it. You tell it.
Okay. So, at my house, it's like Wild Kingdom. We have, full-time 3 dogs and 3 cats, and occasionally 2 or more dogs and another cat. So at any given moment, there's up to 10 animals. So I'm a huge pet person. And if the cat, our cat is an indoor outdoor, and one of them, and if she's gone for the night, because I have a little tracker on her, if she's gone for the night, then I at least have 2 dogs in my bed. So, but typically the cat is in my. Okay, sorry if anybody disagrees with that. I love sleeping with my pets.
We'll just play parasites once in a while.
Yes. Okay. Good call. Oh, because we were worried that since she's going in and out all the time, what do I need to be doing? That was something I was going to ask you. Okay. Good. All right. So anywho, she usually sleeps by my legs, like behind my knees. Since I have started wearing this to bed, she has migrated closer and closer and closer. I am a left side sleeper, and I'm like this. Not that. And she started sleeping like right here against my head and my hand.
Oh, wow.
And she is, the only downside is then she's purring and kneading in the middle of the night, and she's kissing on me because I say, come give me kisses. And she right there.
Well,
so she's happy as a clam.
You could get her own. I have had a couple people that bought their pets their own, and they strapped it on, and if they've made special things for their animals to wear around.
Yeah, you just would need a bigger, we could add Velcro and make it bigger. Okay, I may do that with one of my dogs. His name is Ragnar, and he's a Shepherd. He's a German Shepherd pit bull. Beautiful. He's pretty doggone active. He even opens doors. But maybe I could kind of calm him a little bit.
Yes.
Okay.
It does work. It seems to work with many animals.
Okay.
Like, I can't say I've done a double-blind study on it, obviously, but many testimonies about that idea. So, well, it's been so fun to share. And I loved your 10 ideas about, health and, fitness and tightening up. And I'm going to kind of switch the subject a little bit because we're always looking at time. But I wanted to tell you that this weekend I experimented a little bit, and I have shared a previous story. When you go to the WAVwatch, if you are interested on weight loss, now that's a little bit different than fitness, but weight loss or weight is just an icon that you can touch. And when you open it up, it has some of the ideas that we've talked about. It has adrenal balance. Another one that it has is adenovirus. There's one virus that's connected with 30% of people's weight gain. So that's on there. That's all included for you. There's thyroid balance. There's many ideas for weight and, to me, fitness, getting tightened up. But my favorite one on there is called Tummy Tuck. And a couple years ago, when I first put it together, I tried it and I played it all night long on a loop. And it seemed like when I got up the next morning, I had a 1.5 to 2 inch tightening. I know you change from night to morning, but it was definitely very, very different. So this weekend I did a challenge for myself and I did the tummy tuck again. Well, I kind of probably went overboard a little bit because I have more than one watch. And so I would switch 8 hours on one watch to 8 hours on the next watch. And I really played it. And I've got 2 people, I think, that are probably still on the chat list, and they noticed it. They're in my office helping me ship and doing the shipping. And so just a shout out to Dee and Karen, if they're on there, or Courtney, they all noticed that I definitely had tightened up. And it was obvious enough that I had a little dimple on my tummy, where before it was this big old fold and it was bad. And it tightened up to it's not perfect. I'm not saying it's going to last forever either, but I didn't have results forever, 2 years ago when I really tried it. But this time I thought I'm going to try it just a little bit differently and see if I can get a longer lasting, because that was such a pick me up, just like you're saying, a motivation. So the frequency for tummy tuck motivated me to get busier, Yeah. So I just love that you shared 10 ideas.
Well, and I'm going to San Diego on Friday. I'm going to be there for over a week. That will involve a swimsuit. So I wonder what frequency I should be listening. I'm just going to be.
See, and if it just helps you when you need to wear that swimming suit or that evening gown or something, that's worth it,
Yeah.
So, and for 3 women to really be able to notice it, that was something, I didn't take a picture of my tummy. I'm not going to do that, but.
Well, I see a case study coming. I see it.
There we go.
Before and after pictures.
And that one was in weight. I think I saw somebody scroll through. It is in weight, and it's just all the way down to alphabetical to tummy tuck. You should see it. It's been in there from the,
Yeah.
on all the watches. So I just love all your information, especially those 10 ideas, because you have just been in the fitness world, and everybody's just like, oh my goodness, all of the things that you've done and shared with us. And we just really appreciate it. So have you gotten to use the WAVwatch anymore, or I think you're getting ideas as you travel more. That's what you're doing.
I mean, I am, it's kind of a seatbelt thing that I don't know about. I mean, I'm sure the majority of human beings, if you get in your car and you started driving a little bit and you didn't have your seatbelt on, you go, oh. That's like the other day I went to, this is my office that's not at home, my real office, like day before yesterday or something, I showed up and I didn't have it with me. I had left it at home. Talk about just, I was like I forgot my blankie. And so I've started making sure, okay, I've got the charger with me because I'm wearing it all night. It does keep a charge for surprisingly long.
I think it does. We don't want to wear them all the time. We want to give our body a break. And then that also, makes your watch last longer. You know how batteries are on everything.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe I shouldn't wear it all the time.
Well, no, you just be prepared to get a battery replacement. That's
okay. Well, good, because I now granted, sometimes I don't have it playing.
Right. You can it's on your hand. Yeah.
But I within a 24-hour period, is this okay? Because I sometimes have within a 24-hour period had it playing for at least 10, 15 hours.
It's hard to know what to say and what to tell people. I think we've hit on the main things, that you're going to wear your watch out a lot easier and be prepared for that. And that may be worth your health. That may be the dividing line there. You're making those choices. But would it hurt you? As far as I know, it wouldn't. These are acoustical frequencies. We hear sounds all night long. It's not going to hurt you, but you do kind of want to give your body a break sometimes. I say, hey, I love Elvis. I could listen to Elvis, but could I listen to him 24 hours a day? Maybe not, Yeah. So just use some common sense and slow down and give your body a break when you're working on something, but
so another thing that I had this little another aha moment just now, because of my headaches that had gone on for years and years. And I also would, of course, because of the stress, grind my teeth at night. And so I had a constant ringing in my ears. Just now I've been going, wait a minute. I do not hear the ringing right now. And so it now I still realize that at night my jaw is, subconsciously, it's just so accustomed to doing that and everything. But I'll be curious, because it's just calming me. Mm-hmm. So I think that I must be grinding less because I'm more calm. And so, because I know the grinding was causing the ears to ring. And playing a factor in that. And
we've already mentioned parasites. Yeah, don't forget, that's one of the main things. I guess you can't really see this very good. Yeah. But on the first paragraph, inflammation, pain, and trauma, and then run parasites, because parasites cause teeth grinding too, So that would be another thing that you could possibly protect. Now, I think we have just a few more minutes for some questions. My sons, Joseph and John, are available. Do you have some questions you want to flash across the screen for us to answer? And some of them have been coming across. Do you want to? Let's see. There we go. We do have frequencies for Epstein-Barr virus. You would just find them.
I think I saw that in was that listed specifically?
In the virus list. Yep. Mm-hmm. You would go to the icon germs, and bugs, and then locate Epstein-Barr virus. There's several of those. Okay. Is there one for shaping muscles? Well, what do you think? I do not know. I think the tummy tuck, what do you call that one? That's a good one. And it is doing something. It's related to the frequency that is on there. I'm trying to find it. Cellulite and connective tissue.
Okay.
I don't know. That's one. I think the tummy tuck is related to that one. But for muscles, any ideas on that, Leisa? Do you think?
Well, the thing is, because of reducing cellulite, reducing fat, speeding up metabolism. So if we put all those elements together, what does that do? It helps to increase muscle mass.
Perfect. And there's one on here called fat burn. There's 3 of them. There's fat burn 1, fat burn 2, and fat burn. And so those would relate. They're similar ideas, but they are just different frequency sets. And when I did muscle testing, my body liked the one labeled fat burn. And so I played it before.
Okay. So I just added all the fat burn to my list. I'm just doing them all.
Yeah.
Okay. So Linda says, because we were talking about, she said, my teeth grinding and ringing in my ears. And she says she has the same grinding teeth, ringing in her ears. What would you suggest? So for me, I feel like it was because I chose calming and But Linda, what if she was going through the list? What would you
suggest? The parasites are, again, one of the most obvious,
I'm making a note. I have emotional
things, which you have mentioned that you're doing more emotional things, calming, anxiety, those kind of things have all got to be good. We do have frequencies for, a medical term or two in the ear folder. And you could try some of those. We're not saying that it's related to any of those, that it can, do anything, but there are some frequencies for ringing in the ears, in the ear folder.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and I, I'm not a naturopathic doctor. I'm not a doctor of any sort. So I was not tying anything in with parasites. I'm like, parasites bad. That's all I know.
and we all have them, we're not taking care of them.
Okay. And Rachel says the vagus nerve is good for calming as well. That was a thing that I did study also during COVID when we were all stuck at home. I found that very, very interesting. So vagus nerve, is there something directly related to that within your frequency?
There's one labeled vagus nerve. Yeah. And that's a good calming one. And so the vagus nerve goes all through your top half of your body. It's just fabulous. It's a really good to run.
It's like the mother lode.
Yeah. And it's basically in the nerve section, but it's also in immune support because that's what it does,
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome.
Any other questions?
Well, now I do know that you've got a matter of business that you need to get to before we go off.
I guess so, So don't forget that we are giving away a WAVwatch. You've got just a couple minutes left here. But please follow at WAVwatch and at the Leisa Hart Show, at Leisa Hart. Check all of these out. These interviews from her and from me and back and forth are going to be on the internet. So we appreciate you looking at those and viewing those. And then we are getting close to picking a winner. I'm not quite sure our procedure for that.
Yeah. Hey guys. Hey, Joseph and John, how are we giving this away?
Hey there. Yeah. So if you guys just want to follow the platforms Linda just mentioned on social media, and then just comment in the chat your favorite moment. I've got a random number in mind, and I'm going to pick the person that has that number. So drop a comment in the chat, and we'll pick a winner here in just a few minutes.
And even if they dropped a comment in the chat earlier, we're good.
We're just, we're starting from now. So, yep.
Oh, you're starting from now.
It starts now.
I missed that. Okay. All right.
Yep.
All right.
So,
that's fun.
I've really had fun doing this, of course. We just need to learn more about frequencies and their simplicity and try to put them to work for us. And I have noticed that as I travel, my life is so simplified. I just take my watch and my charger. I don't have a full regimen of pills that I might have used to have taken, that kind of thing. But everybody's a little bit different. And some people need a combination of a lot of ideas. I'm not saying that it's it can be for everything. We do need to try a variety of ideas. And I just want to thank Leisa for trying the ideas, obviously. And she has just given us so many great ideas today. The 10 ideas for fitness have been fabulous. Right. There's another app, Fitness Fabulous.
Yes. Well, and Ruth Ann, I'm glad you loved the interview. Thank you so much.
And Ruth Ann is the winner. I picked her comment randomly. So congrats, Ruth Ann.
Awesome. Hey. So awesome. And I feel bad that I keep rubbing my nose, but what do you think I should turn on my WAVwatch?
Well, I don't know if there's allergies, so you're kind of thinking through a little bit,
Yeah, I'm like, because within by the time I got into the office today, I was fine, and then I'm like going, so I'm gonna find what I need, and we'll see.
And then, Leisa, do you know how to muscle test?
I have had that done before, so maybe we need to catch me up on that.
We have talked about that, and we have a couple of hour-long programs on muscle testing, but more people are learning that. So it really is an easy tool because you do have 1,000 ideas. You have to think through things. And intuitively, your body can tell you sometimes what you need to run,
Okay.
The strongest frequency. So anything else that we need to go over? We've got a winner.
Yeah, it was Ruth Ann, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
And then we are also giving a special gift to all of you, anyone that's interested. We have $100 off using the discount code HEART. How easy is that? HEART. It's going to get you $100 off. And if you order 2, you're going to get $250 off. If you order 3, you'll get $500 off, plus free shipping. So, Leisa, you are the person that started all this and helped everybody out there to get a better discount code. So thank you so much for your efforts.
That buy 3 get 500 off. That's pretty much like buy 2 get 1 free. It's pretty much that you're getting an entire one for free. So, and I'm building up towards that because I'm a little selfish, and like with my radio producer or with some of my family, I'm like, they could really use it. And I'm like, but I'm using it. So I need to get more of them. So I'm not so stingy.
And that really is how it grows. People see it and, they see it's a little bit bigger. They'll stop and they'll ask you what it was. And then you can share that information, and then somebody else orders, and then it just goes on. And word of mouth really is the best way to share that. This is a new idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Linda and Robin, thank you for saying nice interview. Mary, thank you. I love the pop-ups. I love that because then you realize there really are humans that are out there listening, and there they are. Krista, thank you.
Oh, look at that. Yay. And we do appreciate it. Is fun to read them and to know this is really live,
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Thank you for ordering the WAVwatch, for using it. And
thank you, Linda. Oh, helping the little baby calm down. And it raised my dopamine. Because I was like, I feel so good. 'Cause I helped the baby. I know that's what it was. Because the baby just started looking at me and stopped crying. And,
it's perfect.
You can't beat that.
I mean, so many neighbors are helping each other. Some fabulous stories about that. So, be neighborly. Reach out.
Yeah. Reach out and wave at someone.
Yeah, we got to wave. All right.
Okay.
Is there anything else, Joseph or John? Or anybody else? Okay, we got it all taken care of, Leisa, I guess.
All right. And Deb, you're so welcome. Because there's another one. I just think that's so cute. I feel like I'm playing teacher or something with the I could just sit here all day and do this. Okay, but we do have to get back to our lives. So Linda's going to be to write the foreword of my book. Frequent, and now it'll be instead of the fitness fountain of youth, it'll be the fitness frequency fountain of youth.
There we go.
Maybe so. Okay. All right. So same bat time, same bat channel. Sometime in the future, we got to do this again.
We'll love it. Thanks, Leisa.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.